Parents too strict? Self-fulfilling prophecy. Roommate is really annoying? Self-fulfilling prophecy. Professor's unfair. Self-fulfilling prophecy? Wait. Boyfriend too protective. Self-fulfilling prophecy. This is not some cure-all hidden trick, scientists hate her type of deal. This is a true research-driven and research-proven psychological phenomenon that I'm going to explain to you guys today. Yes, it isn't the kind of thing that once you have it, it unlocks the whole world, but if you have the ability to utilize it to your advantage, then yeah, it can kind of be a magic trick. So, if you're looking to use a self-fulfilling prophecy to your advantage, keep watching. Welcome back to Haleigh Speaks. I'm
Haleigh, like Halle Berry.
And I'm here to tell you guys today about the self-fulfilling prophecy, one of the most interesting, profound, social psychological concepts that I have ever found. Basically today I'm going to explain to you guys the research that backs this psychological phenomenon and the kind of effect that it can have on different groups of people in different situations. And at the end of this video I'm going to tell you guys a couple ways how you can utilize the self-fulfilling prophecy to your own advantage and in your own life. Let's just start out by defining what this is, right? The self-fulfilling prophecy is defined as a prediction that directly or indirectly causes itself to become true. This is because of positive feedback between the belief and the behavior, right? When you believe this thing, you unknowingly look for clues that that thing is real, right? So if you believe that your roommate is super annoying, you're not going to notice when they clean the dishes, you're probably going to notice when they leave dishes out. So as you believe that this prophecy exists, as you believe that your roommate is an annoying person, you start seeing, okay, yeah, this belief is true, look at them leaving the dishes out, they are an annoying person. But by the same token, while you're believing this about that person, you're going to start treating them according to that belief. So if you walk into the apartment and you see that they have a plate out because they're eating, you might say something like,
just so you know, I'm gonna have a friend over later, so if you want to wash that sooner than later.
Or maybe you'll say something like, oh, another messy dish you're having there because you're feeling salty and you want to say something about it. But as you say that, that puts that into their head. They're like, yeah, you know what? It is a messy dish. I don't mind that. Or, all right, yeah, I guess I can clean up by the time your friends get here. I don't need to now because you just said I really just need it by the time your
friends get here.
That is how it works. Really how you're supposed to understand the self-fulfilling prophecy is we fail to notice that what we're seeing has actually been brought about by our own behavior. So our roommate being annoying is more than likely brought about by how we have treated them. We treat them like an annoying person, so that prophecy fulfills itself and they become annoying. I really hope that this lighting and stuff is okay. Should I just Oh, okay. I just don't know how to feel about any of this. Am I supposed to have like only a little bit of light? Too much? Is this too little? I don't know. Come on, you little fricker. This isn't bad. Sorry about that brief interruption, but the lighting has improved. So essentially in the self-fulfilling prophecy, our beliefs create expectations about others. And those expectations lead us to behave in ways where we treat others according to those expectations. And as we treat them as such, we elicit the behavior that we expect to see. There was a research study about teachers and students in which a group of professionals working at the school told this group of teachers, so you have this class of 20 young students, and they said that 10 of them had taken this aptitude test, which showed that they were going to be late bloomers. It essentially showed that they had the most potential of academic excellence, but it was going to happen a little bit later on.
The children themselves did not know in any direct way that teachers were holding certain expectations for them. Teachers were told not to tell the kids, and of course we didn't tell the children either. So the children never knew.
So they gave the professors this expectation and this belief that these students were going to be performing better than the other group of students. And so what did the teachers do, right? They had this belief, and so they unconsciously started treating the students as though half of them were late bloomers, had more potential, and as though the other half were just normal and not going to perform at the same level. There were 4 factors that teachers did differently here. One of them was climate. So the verbal and nonverbal climate for the students who had more favorable expectations was warmer. The teachers gave them more positive attention, they were more open to them, they were less hostile, it was warmer and it was more kind. The second factor was input. The teachers inputted more effort and more resources into the students who had more favorable expectations. So the ones who they knew that were going to be late bloomers and that they had more potential, they taught them more material. When the student raised their hand and they answered incorrectly, for the ones with favorable expectations, the teachers would say, "That's wrong. However, you were right about this one subject matter, and you're very close with that response, but you're missing one key factor that has to do with this part of what you said." Whereas when the other students would give wrong answers, the teachers would respond with, "That's incorrect, good try, but the actual answer is this." Just like a normal teacher would respond to a normal student. The third factor that teachers did differently was they had more response opportunities for the students who had favorable expectations. They were called on more, they had more opportunities to work together, they could talk longer when they raised their hand, they had a more comfortable opportunity to try for trial and error to figure out the correct answers. And finally, the fourth one was feedback. The ones who had favorable expectations were praised more, so positive feedback was given to them for correct answers, so they were more inclined to answer correctly later on. Now, what did all of these factors do in turn? There was no true difference between the two groups whatsoever.
We gave each of the teachers in the school the names of a handful of children in her classroom that would get smart in the academic year ahead. These kids' names were taken out of a hat. We chose them by means of a table of random numbers.
One was not inherently smarter than the other. However, at the end of the study, what happened? Self-fulfilling prophecy. The students who had no idea they were assigned as more favorable expectations, but the teachers only knew that they had more favorable expectations, those students performed better in the end than the students who were appraised as normal. Now that is just one example of how the self-fulfilling prophecy is so robust and it works so well. I like that example because it explains more about exactly what mechanisms are going on. How are they truly being treated differently?
How is my behavior, just because I believe they're a certain way, how does my behavior actually change the way that they are?
Well, with all of those four factors, that is exactly how. Another thing that you might have heard of is called the halo effect, which refers to how people believe that attractive people are generally more happy in life, more successful, funnier, have more friends, have more relationship luck, have more money, have more success, all of these things. It's called the halo effect, just because of attractiveness. However, the halo effect is another thing that is likely driven by self-fulfilling prophecies, right? Because what's funny that we found about the halo effect is that it's actually kind of true.
Attractive.
People really have been shown to have higher self-esteem, better relationships, more money, more overall happiness and well-being, and things like that. And so you might think, self-fulfilling prophecy. We expect these attractive people to have more desirable traits, so we behave more positively toward them. But they respond in kind, responding favorably, which confirms our original positive expectations, and you get the cycle of the self-fulfilling prophecy. Another example is found in stereotypes. Stereotypes are super enforced by self-fulfilling prophecies. People act toward members of certain groups in ways that elicit the kind of behavior that they expect from that group. So if you think that members of this certain racial, ethnic, whatever group are generally more hostile, your expectation will lead you to act guarded, and you may act cold toward them because you think that they're hostile. But then they're going to see that you're acting guarded and cold, and they're going to be like,
That guy, I don't want to talk to him then either.
and then it is a feedback loop, and they are more hostile toward you. Or say you're working on a project, a group project or something, with somebody who is in a certain group that you might characterize or expect people of that group to have a lower IQ, right? So in that group, while you're working with them, you're paying more attention to your other members and you're really working harder on communicating with them, and you kind of neglect attention to that person who you don't really expect much from, right? But as you're not giving them the attention that they need to keep up, they will fall behind. And then they truly will perform like they're at a lower IQ level. They'll perform worse. So all in all, I've just given you like 3 great examples of different situations in which the self-fulfilling prophecy is so robust. And so you can kind of see how this tends to happen. What you have to do in order to make the self-fulfilling prophecy work toward your advantage is that you have to work on your beliefs, okay? If you don't want your roommate to be annoying anymore, you have to change your belief that they are just gonna forever be annoying. You have to start believing strongly that they are not annoying, that they are actually a capable human being who's capable of cleaning up after themselves and being normal. If you fail to, believe this truly, you have to really work on your actions and really think about the words you say to them. Because the beliefs are truly what drive the behavior. The whole thing about the self-fulfilling prophecy is that it's a prophecy. Prophecies are something that you can't really go in and change or control. So they're out of your hands at that point. You have to really work on making that belief something that is true and strong in your head. But if you fail to do that, at least try your hardest to never, ever, ever make them think that you feel that way, right? Because if somebody thinks that I'm annoying, I'm just going to be like, F you then. You're not going to stop thinking I'm annoying. I'm going to be annoying. You know, it makes sense when you think about it. So if your roommate is annoying, don't treat them like they're annoying. Treat them like you expect that they're going to be a good roommate. And you have no denying that they're likely going to be able to pick up after themselves. They're always going to be kind. They're always going to be taking care of the environment that you both share, etc., etc., etc. Ultimately, when it comes down to it, the self-fulfilling prophecy is all about manifesting what you want. And it is a true, proven example of the power of manifestation. Like, if you expect your partner to be controlling and to be not understanding of you, say your partner comes home and he's like, hey, sweetie, how's it going? And you're like, oh, it's great. You know, today I took the dog for a walk and I had a good conversation with the mailman. And he says, oh, the mailman, huh? And you're like, yeah, it's just the mailman, like, no big deal. He's gonna be like, she clearly is mad that I'm talking about the mailman. What's up with the mailman? Or whatever. But if you're like, it was such a nice conversation, you would have loved it. He's actually really cool. Like, you would have liked him a lot. Your man's gonna be like, okay, maybe I would then. Dang. It's all about understanding the dynamic between you well enough. But yeah, just go home and test it out on somebody, right? The best thing to do is test it out on a new situation. If this person doesn't already have a very entrenched idea of who they are, again, going back to the whole roommate thing, that is better done on a roommate that you haven't had for 2 years and you know for a fact that they're messy and annoying, and they also proudly wear it like,
Yeah, really messy, girl. I don't really care about messes and I'm super low maintenance.
you can't really try it out on them. But maybe if it's your first semester of college and you're getting a brand new roommate for the first time and you know nothing about how they are as a roommate and they know nothing about how they are as a roommate, it's a perfect nuanced situation for you to go in with a self-fulfilling prophecy. So set your prophecy right there. Set your intention and you can say, okay,
My roommate and I are going to keep a super organized room, and we're never going to have conflict over keeping it clean. They're going to be a very organized and clean roommate.
once you go into that with that belief and you set your belief at the beginning, they won't have another expectation or standard of being messy or of being anything else. And they will only have those expectations to live up to, right? So you basically set the standard and you basically get to decide how they're gonna act at that moment. What a win-win. So yeah, guys, you guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this video on me explaining this psychological phenomenon. Stay tuned and please subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more about the hidden phenomena in social psychology that you never knew that you could actually use to your advantage. This channel is going to be all about helping people, get better and grow in their lives through understanding themselves and others better and understanding the world around them better. I'll do a couple how-to and lifestyle videos and things like that, but most of what I'm going to be doing is following mental health, psychology, and interpersonal relations. So things like my last video, which was how to meet and, build a relationship with a professor. All kinds of videos on basically how to improve yourself as a human being and improve the human side of yourself. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video about the self-fulfilling prophecy. If you have any more questions on that topic or any other psychological topics, leave a comment below, homie. I am here to answer all of your questions and help you figure out all of the best ways to tackle these issues. I will make a video about it if you ask me to. And thank you guys so much for watching today. Sorry about the lighting and the sound fails. I'm still new at this. And hallelujah for another beautiful day on earth with you guys. Hallelujah for all of y'all watching this right now. Sorry to put you through this. I see you. Go on, Haleigh, go on. Oh, she went into her crate, which is right next to me. So we got a guest. Super peace and love, y'all.
This is what the gypsy cried.
Self-fulfilling prophecy? You don't even need to know about that. You clicked on this video just because you're already subscribed to me. right?